Well, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. My name is Jakia Robinson. I am the social worker for today. First, I just want to start off by just getting to know you, just to set that foundation for us to go into our session. Before we get started, I want to let you know everything that we discuss is confidential. The only time that I will, let my supervisor know anything is if you have any threat, feelings of wanting to harm yourself or harm someone else. So just know that whatever we say, it stays here between me and you.
Okay.
I want to be able to be here to be that listening ear and to be able to help you with whatever issues and concerns that you have. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
As you're welcome. So as we get started, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and anything that you would just like for me to know.
Sure. My name is Alex. I'm from Cleveland. I'm 30 years old and I just got out of prison. Um, I previously had some problems with substance abuse. I previously was doing a lot of hard drugs, and now I am about 1 year clean, so that feels really good. But it's a problem that I've been working on for a while, and it's really hard to stay clean. So that's something that I've been working through. Since getting released from prison, I have a job. I have some friends. I've got hobbies and stuff. All the stuff that you should have. But I am back home with my mom, and I'm living basically where I grew up. So and that feels good to have a support system, but it is a little rough because it feels like I'm back at square one. So, and one of the reasons that I'm here, I think I'm just trying to figure out how do I start over and where do I go from here?
And that's understandable. So I know that you just said you just recently got out of prison and you're back living with your mom. So how long have you been out and how has that transition been?
So, I haven't been out that long. I've been out for a few months now.
Okay.
Um, and it's been difficult because I feel like um I have to make new friends, but some of the people that used to be there for me previously, they're still in my life, but I don't really hang around with that crowd anymore. A lot of them are still involved with drugs and still doing stuff that I really don't think is right, but I understand why, but I don't want to be involved in that. So it feels really hard to transition into life again. Um, and I think honestly the only thing that really gets me through it is knowing that I have the support of my mom and knowing that I have people that want me to succeed, but it's still hard because it just is.
Yeah. And I understand. It can be difficult too, especially, like you were saying, you were on hard drugs for a while. So just that transition of coming back home and basically starting over, starting fresh, it can be difficult, especially if you feel that you need a stronger support system. I know you said you have your mom, and I think that is so beautiful to have a support of the parent as well, but also maybe friends you're around your age that have similar interests that want to grow as well. I know that can be difficult too. So tell me about your mom and staying home with your mom. I know that you stated that you are living in the same neighborhood that you grew up in. So how is that?
It's good and bad. Um, my mom is great. Having somebody be there for me is great, but she's older, so she can't do as much anymore. And I think we're both kind of helping each other out at this stage. Being back in my neighborhood's great because I know a lot of the people, I know a lot of the community, but it's hard because I feel like I'm the only one really starting over, and I feel like I'm the only one at this stage of life. who doesn't have like a consistent anything. I have a job, but it's, a minimum wage job, and I don't really have an education or anything, so I can't really get anything more. Um, so, everybody who I used to know, they're either still doing drugs or they're like having kids and families and have jobs and careers. So it's isolating,
Yeah.
but at least I'm not, somewhere that I don't know, I guess.
And I think that's a positive thing to remember when you stated that at least I'm not somewhere where I don't know where I'm at. And I think that's so good. And I know on the I guess on the ideal side, you have, okay, I'm 30, I'm supposed to be here. Well, a lot of people may say, well, you're supposed to be here at 30 or you're supposed to be there at 30. But you have to realize too, Alex, a lot of our paths in life are always going to be different than the next person. Whereas you see someone that may have a Fortune 500 company where you may be just starting off trying to find out what you want to do in life, or maybe never even had a job in your life. So you have to realize everybody's path in life is different. But I'm glad that you're making the decision, even though you feel like you're having to start over. I'm glad that you're making a decision to say, hey, I'm here. Let me do the things that I need to do to set that foundation. So I'm glad that you're making that step. And to me, I feel that you are ahead of the game. You've already, you've been 1 year, no substance. So I think that is so good from having that challenge of being on drugs for being now 1 year clean. I think that is just a beautiful thing. So it is going to take time and it is going to take a process, but I'm glad that you're making that step. And along with your mom being one of your support people, now you can add me to the list. So
Thank you. I
I
think
love,
I think it's good to have an environment like this where I can talk about my problems, because again, I don't really have I have some newer friends and some still older friends, but I don't feel like I have a whole lot of people that I can talk to about this. Especially because, some people don't understand, and I thought about I go to NA, and I've thought about maybe trying to like find a good sponsor there, but it's really soon, so I don't have a whole lot of options. Um, it's kind of just difficult. It's kind of difficult to make a support system from scratch when, all you have is like one or two people
yeah,
and you've been gone for so long. So, 2 years of time I was, in prison. That's still a long time. And even more considering how I was living life before, I was just sort of detached from my family and, my old friends. So thanks for being here.
yeah,
But it is still hard.
yeah. And it is. You have to realize process takes time. Whenever you're starting something new or, you're going into a different phase in life, it's not going to all change by tomorrow. It's not going to all change by next week, but it's going to take a process. So that may take months, it may take a year, it may take 2 years. But as long as you have a concise plan that will help you and you're putting the work in that you need to accomplish your goals, you'll you'll have what you'll need in the end. So even with the programs and the newer friends, how are your newer friends? Are they positive people? Are they very encouraging or how do you feel?
Yeah, so they're all pretty positive, they're all pretty encouraging. I think they sometimes don't realize how hard it is to, be an addict, and they don't some of them don't really know how hard it is to, come out of prison. So they're supportive on a scale that's very surface level, and it's nice that they're there and will say things like, "You can do it," like, "You're doing great," but I think maybe it would be nice to have more friends that get it.
Yeah.
The only problem is that my friends that get it are still doing drugs, and I don't wanna fall back into that habit, so that's where I'm struggling right now.
And that is very, mature of making that decision. And I don't think that you need to go back out into the world where the friends that you feel like that get it, you know, understand where you're coming from. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to overcome that challenge of beating addiction. So, hanging around that same environment that are still addicted, that will help you in your process of healing and overcoming addiction as well. You
Mm.
know, so it is good to surround yourself with people that aren't battling, the same things that you were once battling as well. So, as far as different support programs, I know you mentioned of one. Have you made that step into, looking into more information, or where are you at now with that process?
So I've gotten some information from my probation officer. I've gotten some information from NA about um different programs that would probably help me integrate a little bit more, at the very least socially. I have a job, so I feel like I can balance my time okay. So I'm in the process of I've started to look around at some things, but I'm trying to decide what would work best. I'm also trying to get over the nervousness of it all. It's a little scary to try new things.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now.
hmm So, what would, I guess, be helpful in this process to make it more comfortable and more, I guess, stress free for you? I know that you said it can be, a little nervous thing, trying new things. So, what would be helpful to help you do that process?
Um, I think general encouragement would be great. But I also think that having a person I can just tell and having a person I can just be honest with is the most helpful. Because I don't really feel like I have anybody to do that with right now. I know I'll get there. It just takes time. But with, being nervous about reaching out and doing all of this stuff, I think some general encouragement might be best, but also if you have any ideas or you have any programs you can connect me with, I think that would be good.
Yes, I think that would actually be great. Like I said, I'm always here to help you through that process, even if it's just, hey, I need to listen in the ear. Or maybe if you feel like, hey, I need a referral. Hey, that is my job. And that's, the reason why I am here. Now, I do work at Safe Family Service Center, and we do have an amazing program called our Workforce Ready program.
Okay.
And I think that you would probably like, there's a lot of people that have battle with addiction. A lot of people that have struggled with alcoholism, and now they're starting their new phases in life,
Mhm.
maybe starting new jobs and learning more about the workforce, and also making a community of friends that have similar backgrounds. And as you're learning more about workforce and professionalism, you're also dealing with the issues of what you're battling as well. It's a great program. Mr. Chapman, John Chapman, he's the director and program director of the program. And if you're interested, I can get you some information on that.
Sure. I think that would be really good. I would love any information you have on that.
Okay, that is great. That is so awesome.
Thanks so much for the recommendation. I really appreciate it. I think it would be really good for me to get involved in.
That is awesome. I definitely will send you that information. I'll make sure on our next visit that I'll have that information ready for you.
All right,
Okay.
sounds good.
So now we're going to end this session. If there's, do you have anything else that you would like to add or ask?
No.
Okay, well, great. I really enjoyed just meeting you and starting our first visit with each other. I hope that this was impactful, and I can't wait to schedule our next visit. So,
All right. Thanks. Thanks so much.
And you have a great evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.